Hello everyone, today we are talking about virtual reality. I've been looking into VR, but I am not sure if I should invest in it or not. I never tried it and I am perfectly happy with the tracking software I use right now, but I am curious. What would you say to someone in my position? I can afford to invest in VR, I just don't know if I want to do it. Perhaps I am too cheap. Or perhaps you are just confused like I was before trying VR. Should you consider getting one of these? Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Ask Me Stuff, where people from our community sends me questions and I do my best to answer them here. Today I'll be answering Kimo Pekanen's question about VR. Thank you very much for sending that question, Kimo. It's a really great one. I can relate to the way Kimo is feeling about VR because I've been there. As a developer and technology lover, I've always been both excited and skeptical about virtual reality. I knew the potential was there, but how well was it working, if at all? I saw a lot of people around me very excited about it, but how much of that hype was real? It wasn't until I heard from it from my friend Drew Bolton, which you may know as Belgio, that I started looking into it more seriously, but I still had my doubts. And those doubts were being mostly fed with something that I was very concerned about. You know, when you go to the movie theater and put on those 3D glasses to watch 3D movies? Well, I don't see 3D in 3D movies. I really don't. And yet got me to doubt even more of VR, because if I didn't see 3D in movies, how would my eyes and brain react to VR? But one day I went with my family to a science center, you know, one of these places where you can see and interact with experiments, and there was someone there showing VR. Fortunately there was no line and I managed to check it out. I tried a demo which I think was for the Oculus TK or something down those lines back then. And whoa, I was mind blown. The demo was pretty simple. It was just about an avatar walking around on the rooftop of a building, then descending an external elevator, walking on the ground, and going back up. It was a closed loop and I had no control over it, but I was so impressed by it. It blew me away. Everyone was right about VR. It was as amazing as everyone was saying, and I could enjoy it. I saw everything in 3D inside that 3D world. That was a turning point for me, and VR became one of the goals for Simi. What's in it for you though? Especially if you already have a tracking system like Kimo does. Let me start by saying that not everyone enjoys VR. Not everyone adapts to it, and not everyone will have the same feeling when trying it. But having that said, the number of people, especially flight simulation fans that I know of that have tried VR and doesn't like it, it's minimal. Not everyone will get a VR set, but almost everyone enjoyed it and sees its potential. A last disclaimer, it is extremely hard to describe what VR is. There are no words, screenshots, or videos that can fully show you what VR really is all about. You have to try it. There is really no other way. But I will do my best to answer Kimo's question. What do I say to someone that is already very happy with a head tracking system but is looking into VR? Having a head tracking system is great and it works very well, but you are still looking at a 2D monitor. VR headsets add another layer of immersion by giving you depth perception. Your brain is full to believe that the objects are indeed placed inside a 3D world. A 3D world in which you are also a part of. That's the first point. It really mimics a 3D world in ways the 2D monitor simply doesn't. At all. Think of a monitor as looking at a landscape, except that landscape was painted by someone. It's a 2D representation of a 3D world. In VR though, we are fooled in a way that everything we see is that it is exactly in a 3D world. So much that you actually feel like it can touch things. So much that when you are trying to get up from your pilot seat in UE, you want to place your hand on the central console, which is not there, and you almost faceplant on the living room floor. That never happened. That depth perception will not only add to the immersion of being part of the 3D world, but it will also help you judge distances. For example, the distance between your aircraft and the airport or a helipad. Once I started using VR, my approaches and landing drastically improved, and I know it was because of that added depth perception. The second thing I want to tell you about is fields of view. On a monitor, you also have space around it. Your desk, walls, computer, wife, dog, cat, everything is outside of that monitor and it is within your field of view. In VR, you do have a black area around it, yes, since you don't get the whole field of view that goes around your head, or at least enough to make you believe that it is around your head, but it's a lot more than with the monitor. What is not part of the VR image is just that, black, blank space. Nothing. And that sucks you in even more into the 3D world, which is another thing you cannot see on videos or screenshots. You don't have that notion at all. The third thing I want to tell you about is head tracking, which some of you already have, right? As he asked me about VR, Kimo specifically said that he is using a head tracking system already. Except we need to keep our eyes on the monitor as we move our heads around. And because we can really rotate our heads 90 degrees to the sides and keep our eyes on the monitor, that's a hard stunt to pull. Well, at least without some eye injury or something like that. The head tracking system has to multiply the head movement so that it translates to a wider angle on the screen. This allows us to move our head just slightly while keeping our eyes on the monitor as the head internally moves a lot more. While it is not hard to adapt to this, I always felt it was awkward and didn't feel very realistic. Not only that, but I had to wear glasses, so the angle at which I look at the monitor was never comfortable because of reflexes and other things. Oh, and before you ask, yes, I do wear my prescription glasses with the VR headset and I have zero problems with it. With VR, since you have the monitors pretty much attached to your face, you move your head around naturally and the image moves accordingly. And it does it in a way that it feels like the image is still and obviously only your head is moving when in reality both are moving, but your brain doesn't know that. With VR, you are fully integrated in a much more realistic 3D environment with great depth perception. You feel like you are part of the 3D world, you are inside that world. And you, or at least your head and eyes, move realistically and more comfortably as well. You are not looking at the world as if you were just seeing a 2D picture moving in front of you. And all of this is also the reason why trying to understand how VR works for you by merely watching a video or screenshots just doesn't work at all. Watching something that really mimics 3D in a 2D environment will never ever do it any justice. VR is an invaluable tool and help for flight simulation enthusiasts. This is particularly true with helicopter pilots, but all the advantages obviously apply to other aircraft as well. Now, what about you? Are you considering getting into VR or are you already a user? Let us know your story in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you need more help with flying helicopters, watch this video here and check out my tips about a few exercises you can do to improve your skills on that other video down below. Thank you very much for watching and don't forget to check out those two videos as well. I will be seeing you all on the next video. Until then, take care and fly safe.